Hey! This is DIY Art. In this channel, I will share videos about art, cinema, music, and architecture monthly. Poetic Coincidences Series. In this series, my aim is presenting new ideas and relationships between different pieces of art rather than giving you just some information. So let's start. Satan's Teardrop? In this video, I would like to talk about Cabanel's Fallen Angel painting, but it won't be the same as you think. Paris Salon. According to Wikipedia, Paris Salon, or more widely known as the Salon, was the official art exhibition of the Academy of Fine Arts in Paris. Between 1748 and 1890, it was probably the greatest annual or biennial art event in the Western world. The Salon meant the academic art. These are some examples of academic art. Part 2, The Fallen Angel. Alexander Cabanel was a French painter who lived between 1823 to 1889. He painted historical, classical, and religious subjects in an academic style. The Fallen Angel is a painting by this artist. It was painted in 1847 and depicts the devil after his fall from heaven. Devil's sadness and anger can be seen in his tearful eyes. Part 3, Salon de Refuses. The Salon de Refuses, French for an exhibition of rejects, is generally known as an exhibition of works rejected by the jury of the official Paris Salon, but the term is most famously used to refer to the Salon de Refuses of 1863 as it led to Impressionism. Part 4, The Impressionism. Impressionism was a 19th-century art movement characterized by brush strokes, emphasis on accurate depiction of light in its changing qualities, ordinary subject matter, etc. Artists of this movement are particularly paint outdoors. These are some examples of the Impressionism. Crying Devil and the Impressionism. Alexander Cabanel was closely connected to the Paris Salon. He was regularly elected to the Salon jury. His refusal to allow the Impressionist painter Edouard Manet and many other painters to exhibit their work in the Salon of 1863 led to the establishment of the Salon de Refuses by the French government. So it is a weird coincidence that this guy did not let the art lead to Impressionism, which looks like a painting through crying eyes. Cabanel is a painter of the crying being rather than himself crying. Impressionists are the fallen angels of their era. This is a very poetic coincidence for me. His probably most famous painting refers to his very life, being a jury and refusing the Impressionists. This painting seems to present a perspective of a jury or a god rather than a fallen angel. A judgmental point of view, a distant and cold gaze. Part 6, Lightbringer. Lucifer means light-bringer in Latin. As the radicals in their time, early Impressionists violated the rules of academic painting. They often painted outdoors. Previously, as well as landscapes, still lives and portraits were usually painted in a studio. The Impressionists found that they could capture the momentary effects of sunlight by painting outdoors. They portrayed overall visual effects instead of details. They are the light-bringers of art like Lucifer or the fallen angel. Part 7, Prelude to the Afternoon of a Fawn. Prelude to the Afternoon of a Fawn is a symphonic poem for orchestra by Claude Debussy, approximately 10 minutes in duration. It was composed in 1894. It is one of Debussy's most famous works and considered a turning point in the history of Western art music, as well as a masterpiece of Impressionist composition. In the work, the tritones appear in both melody and harmony. Tritone is the devil's interval, the devil in music. So, the fact that Prelude to the Afternoon of a Fawn is an Impressionist music piece and uses devil's interval is also interesting. Although Adam Neely asserts that the devil in music is not historically correct, today it is known this way. To sum up, Alexander Cabanel is the painter of Fallen Angel. He is one of the jury members of the Paris Salon. He refused the first examples of Impressionism in The Exhibition of Rejects. From Cabanel's point of view, Fallen Angel looks just like his life, a jury, a god. A good depiction of every detail of Fallen Angel's suffering. From Fallen Angel's point of view, everything looks blurry as Impressionism shows. Impressionism cares more about light than form. So, like Lucifer, they are the Lightbringers. The Afternoon of a Fawn is a music piece, but it is also Impressionist. It uses the devil's interval like a weird coincidence. All these relationships show me that the Impressionists are the fallen angels of art. The real pain, hate, sublimity, or greatness is never where you think it is. Even the aestheticization of violence is. It is about ethics rather than aesthetics. But it looks like it is the other way round. Nothing can be beautiful by default if you don't make it that way. So this is it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and click the bell icon to get video updates. I have been also making games and art, so please also consider subscribing or donating to my Patreon page. Thank you for now, bye.